Alright guys, Mr. H here. With the release of the second trailer for Alien Covenant, a lot of people have been discussing the differences between the Xenomorph we see at the end of the trailer and the original big chap we were introduced to in Alien. One thing these discussions have led to is asking the question, is this a Protomorph or a Xenomorph? Admittedly, the Xenomorph design itself has gone through many different iterations. However, this film predates the big chap and is exploring how the Xenomorph came to be, so logic would dictate they would share many similarities, if not, a fair few. So to answer the question of are they one and the same, or begin to speculate on this, let's take a look at the differences first. Originally, the Xenomorph design in Alien had an extremely biomechanical appearance. The same designs Geiger was so well known for, a see-through elongated skull with prominent eye sockets reminiscent of its human host underneath, large tubular appendages which stem seemingly from the sternum on the ribcage, 4 dorsal tubes and extra spinal protrusion sitting at the nape of the neck, all adding to the heavy biomechanical design of the original Alien. Thick and relatively stumpy digits on the hand with what would appear to be webbing between the fingers, and the Xenomorph generally was always in a bipedal upright position. The big chap had the iconic metallic teeth, narrow canines and what would appear to be a lip revealing the iconic drool before the inner jaw would release. The appearances aside, let's compare the movements of the original Xenomorph. Stealthy, slow, controlled and methodical, it preferred to stalk its prey. So that being said, let's examine the creature we see in the trailers. Relatively smooth in appearance, though it has some of the biomechanical features, the overall appearance is much more organic. We do see the smooth dome on the skull. Is it see-through though? Unfortunately it hasn't been presented as such yet. We do see dorsal tubes, which are reminiscent of the original, but they're not quite there. They seem smooth, less rigid, and the alien is lacking the protrusion from the top of the neck. The ribcage is very similar, and yes, we do have similar shoulder appendages. However, there is a notable difference in design. It seems less bulky, more streamlined, and again, just less biomechanical. The fingers on this creature are extremely long, thin, and they lack the webbing which the big chap had. This creature has always only been shown on all fours, seemingly its preference. It does this with its long and very thin limbs, again very much organic, and it seems to have a muscular system reminiscent of humans rather than the biomechanical structures seen on the big chap. The mouth of this creature is similar though different. It's wider, less narrow, the teeth are more human and less metallic in appearance, and they also lack the sharp canines we have seen in the big chap Xenomorph. The inner jaw has not been revealed, that is if the creature has one. The affinity for drooling though is something that they share. And in terms of the creature's behaviour, this alien is almost feral, highly animalistic and hyper-aggressive, opting to potentially harm itself by ramming its head into reinforced glass so as to be able to reach its prey. It's quick and extremely agile, but frantic and fearless. This is the first time we have seen a Xenomorph presented to us in broad daylight, unafraid of being in the open and relentlessly chasing its prey. So the differences are clear, simply based off of its appearances and behaviour. However, from the trailer we can guess the life cycle of this creature is almost identical to that of the original Alien. We have seen the eggs, we have seen the facehugger, and either this creature skips the chestburster phase and is born much like the Deacon, simply needing to mature to its full size, or we just have not seen it and they are saving this particular phase for the movie, which is also highly likely. In terms of the appearances, we could speculate that the alien effects are not entirely finished, which could be true. The behaviour, however, is not something we can use that argument against. Is this one and the same as the original Xenomorph? I personally believe not. Is this the Protomorph, the precursor to the original? Again, I think not. The Xenomorphs logically were already a thing. The mural on the wall in Prometheus shows us this, and not only that, the derelict in Alien is a fairly big point of evidence to say these creatures already existed by the events of Covenant. So what do I personally think this creature is? Potentially a different strain of Xenomorph. I do believe this creature is birthed from a human. However, I think at stage 1, the egg, this creature is already very different to the original. Potentially a subspecies, perhaps, an experiment or an accident. The eggs look different to the original, being far larger, and the facehugger is also quite large and very different too. Or potentially this is the natural Xenomorph, and one we see in the original Alien is a weaponized version created by whomever we are yet to learn of. So it's difficult to say, and it's a topic that is very much open for debate, so I'd really be keen to hear your thoughts on this. So as always, let me know your thoughts below in the comment section, or alternatively, you can tweet your thoughts to me at Mr. H Reviews. You could also support the channel by becoming a Patreon for as little as $2 a month and have access to a whole host of content early. If you did enjoy this video, then please consider giving it a like and share it, as it does help the channel out. And if you're new here, then consider subscribing to stay tuned for more in the world of Aliens and Predator. I've been Mr. H, and until next time, I'll catch you in the comment section.